Slay the princess. Well, I don't know what to expect, so let's see. This is a horror game, and it is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our... If you need the full list of content warnings. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects, as well as a parallax effect that, on rare occasions, has caused motion sickness on players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Whatever horror you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions, there are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Okay. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess. I have no idea how long this is.
In the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Explore. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you ever considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Wait. Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for doing this? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted the awful monarch. Viva la revolución. Silently continue to the cabin, turn around and leave. Hey, you know, like, have you ever considered that maybe I'm okay with the world
Of
end?
course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Oh.
I
Okay.
mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
The end of the world? What the... Oh, so I cannot answer anything to this.
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
So there is a reward.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
That's the least of
You
problems.
have to put an end to her.
How can a princess be like that?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's doing
While
like
I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay him. Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
Oh, if only that were the case, but I don't make the rules. I have to say, I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far, but unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this. Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing anything until I had a chance to meet her face to face. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. You know what? I'm just gonna silently continue.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Why so the hero?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade. Enter the basement.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh.
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Hi, just checking in on you. Hey, I think I'm here to kill you?
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
She has a very nice voice, let's say.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Are you here to kill me or something? What? No way, why would you even think that? Oh, yeah, you caught me, I'm here to slay you. Nuh-uh! I haven't decided yet, I'm just here to talk. Steal your nerves and step forward. You know what, I'm just gonna... Dude, the game is called Slay the Princess. What if I follow it through? Let's see.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. Well, let's see what happens.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it?
Huh.
She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Of course it is. She's dead. I'm not sure. I feel like she has to have some kind of trick up her sleeve. Of course not. That would be too easy. Of course it is.
Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is
What?
good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Wait, is this my prize? This is great. Thank you so much. Wait, is this my prize? This sucks. That's bullshit. Let me out of here. Okay. I was kind of hoping I get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
What the hell happens?
Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever.
Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy. Hell no. Do you have any idea how to get us the heck? Of course we are.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell. You're right. I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do nothing, at least for a little while longer.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die. I'm not risking that over your weird hunch. Anything to get out of this hell. Okay.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Okay. Chapter 2, The Spectre. What?
You're on a path in the woods, And at the end of that path is a cabin. And you're here to slay her. If you don't,
Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. I'm getting a terrible sense. Wait, it's already happened. Okay, no. But I killed myself. What am I doing here? Proceed to the cabin. Wait.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Voice of the Cold.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's...
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to. Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world in time? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us,
Yeah.
maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying. Just stay focused, will you?
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
If anything, the world ended after I slew her. When I tried to leave, everything was gone. The last time around, I stabbed her in the heart and she died. How can someone like that end the world? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round. Yes, maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all. You're going to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. Well, that's exactly what we're... Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits. People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course we're special. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. This is boring. He's clearly not interested in talking. She just can. You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true. Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave.
Oh. Do you think there's something else out there? Alright. Let's see what we can find. It's bound to be more interesting than doing the same thing over again. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Okay, fine, you're too persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Oh, okay, fine, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't lie. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope! The only thing that matters is where I'm not going, the cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. It's like I said, I'm pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Quietly continue down the path. Away from the cabin. Okay.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be nothing forever. Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Huh.
How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. Oh, how quaint. He really wants us to go in there.
Turn around again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
Okay, I heard you.
Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting...
Okay, something is happening.
What's going on? Where are we? I don't know. But it feels like... home.
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. Oh wow, what the hell? Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremites find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You're no longer alone. Resistance, fingers drag, claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. This is a nightmare, wake up. Embrace the thoughts constricting you. Huh? Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A raging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am your only salvation. What the hell?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cab. You're here to sleep.
Why did it... Okay. Damn, that felt... Okay. So this is basically the first. I don't have a choice to say it did or didn't happen. Turn around and leave.
Seriously?
Quietly continue.
Fine. I suppose good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take... Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path
Turn around and leave
really
again.
keen on wasting...
I'm just gonna quietly turn around again.
Silence is deafening.
Yeah.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again.
There's no fighting this. I have to go in. Yeah, well, I guess I start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking around the wilderness until I find a place out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves, but as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
True.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger. Huh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of you're here to slay her.
I'm getting a terrible sense of, wait, hasn't this already happened? Ah, so, world did end. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it now. Wise to your tricks. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go into the cabin. Heading into a cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay that prince.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Oh,
Might have
contrarian.
pulled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could... The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got... The world hasn't ended yet. And you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task.
Getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Okay, so...
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will cheat. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for this. Let's keep an...
Okay. Let's save her.
Cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense. The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine... The blade is your implement. You'll need... If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity? No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple? You can't just say that. But when everything here is so... Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action...
I want to leave the blade, but then again, I don't know if there is gonna be something else other than the princess.
But if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry. How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it. I'm not going to stop doing my job. So you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see yourself. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow, okay? Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for...
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement, approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand
What
against
the hell?
cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable material. Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
And here I thought I'm just gonna walk down and save her.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and...
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a... I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. We don't even have a weapon. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin it.
Take the center staircase, take the soft stairs to the right, take the harsh stairs to the left. I'll take the left ones.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, till there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Damn.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as... What the hell was that? What happened to us? I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the... Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish way. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
Okay, we somehow got here. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Anything down here was weird, like I pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're here? You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to slay you. Okay.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Really?
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
As the princess speaks
What
again,
the hell?
it's almost as if she fractures. Where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left. Until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done. Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts reasoned their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even...
See if we can make even more. There's more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more... How would we even do that? Where would... We'd always start by retrieving the blade. Can we even leave this place? I don't like thinking about what might happen to us if we have to go back. Well, that's where the blade is. If you want it, you'll have... I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling.
I know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything in here. Retrieve the blade. You're apparently a threat to the world. I was sent here to say... No, I'm just gonna keep asking you questions.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here? We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you? Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it. Don't be coy. We both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster. And the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
I mean, if you say that...
This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up. But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice when all of them are so different? Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten
Can't you
out
just
of
deal
hand.
with the evil one?
If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that... Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's...
I'm getting you out of here. I don't know what you are, but... Oh, so I can... do all of it!
Wait, that's not right. Go on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone.
Damn!
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
What the hell just happened?
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
What the
I
hell?
should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay, I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you, say nothing. Okay, it's going to be okay. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone, replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here?
I know where she went and I don't know how we'd even go looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't. Don't do that. It is. Does that mean the world end? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that. Again, what the hell are we supposed to... I'm begging you, don't do...
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. What am I even? Silence as you reach forward, they're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're that thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream. What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel? Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? What happens now? Attack the entity, destroy your body. Wait. Okay, what are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you think I am?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walls. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves. I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was
It
going
is so
to return to
unsettling,
you.
actually.
I promise that it doesn't hurt. How can the world have ended if we are talking?
True. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free. I know only that they are.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way on. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
Okay.
Everything, until we meet again. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever. Okay, I'm ready to forget. Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage.
This got deep real fast. I didn't expect this game to be...
You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
The game closed. They actually made the game close. Wow.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Okay, wow. I don't remember the last time. Doki Doki was the last time that this happened.
She
I love
asks
that.
that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Oh fuck. Everything goes dark and you die. Oh no, I thought that escalated quickly.
You're on a path. You're here. You make your way up the warning. She will lie.
Okay, we go and save her. Try to save her. Get a different perspective.
The interior of the blade is your imp. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faint. Her voice
Hello?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Just checking it. Like, I'm here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
You were lying when you said you were here to rescue her, but regardless... You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the camp.
And if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key is still lying around there somewhere. If not, maybe I can at least find something. Wait.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear, "Is someone else here?"
Hey, let me out of here. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with, "You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave." You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade, like
True.
you were. So easier for who? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh my
raising her
God.
arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to store, we could use it to free. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Why would she now start eating herself? Like, she could have done it before. Save the princess later for save.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
No, she did. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh my god, really? Everything is Slay? Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest,
Wow.
tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed every whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this. Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Chapter 2, The Damsel.
You're on a path in
So
the
he
woods.
didn't let us save her.
And at the end of that path
She
is a cabin.
wanted.
And in the basement of that cabin is a prince. You're here to...
But I died. Wait, isn't this happening? I'm getting a terrible. Okay.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat, and she... If only... Forget he's... But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the... Last time? I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. I do. But I also speak from the heart. My passions are too
Smitten.
great to be stifled. They must be Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Don't pay their bickering any mind. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The blade is your implement.
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement. What are you talking about? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin. There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off. You take the blade from the table. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. Hopefully it doesn't put her... There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her... A soft voice carries...
Hello? Is someone...
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than... Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is, we don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this... Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her. My love! We're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear. She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dash, and she called us a hit. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before. That's right, villain. And you killed her. Well, she killed. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's and you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it. We damned a whole world. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not.
It seems that we
trail
can.
Of incomprehensible
Until
devastation
there is nothing
behind you.
left.
This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe. But we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat... Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure? We never saw a world end. And now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us... Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't...
You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? Do you have to cut you again? I really...
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for... She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness.
What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Okay, that's... yeah? Before we started talking, did the world end? Did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts for... Are you listening to her? That's a
I have no feelings. I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. Honestly, the world sucks, people are plague, and I hope you brought the slow and painful worry to them all.
At least you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
The
princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long.
If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we
Do I have...
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chain. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we can.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behaviour and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted.
Sorry about what happened. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body. It wasn't extremely unfair.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent. That's because she's... Do you think she has someone like him telling her what? She doesn't. There's no one else.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to...
Let's see what happens.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll...
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yes.
Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
You wouldn't.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings, and doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to.
I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saying... Is that a threat?
You know what we'll do if you try it.
You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
What do you want to do? We leave, and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the... You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection, and then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want?
I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. Do you want the world to end? Something isn't right here. Play the princess.
I just want to make you happy.
She can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same.
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting...
I just want to make you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't... I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Okay. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She was our perfect match. She's gone. And is that a...
Okay, we repeat. You've grown in. Find yourself. Okay.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe. Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be.
And this is all done. What do you want to do? Are you the
Is a
same being?
child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression.
Okay.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
She will want to end the world, probably.
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover. Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose. My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but they are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them you are a gate to something more, and you are something more than that, too. But they are only thoughts and perspective. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
First thinking about Alan Wake 2 and how deep that was, and now, unexpectedly, this one.
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow. You will have your rest in due time. I will long for your return. We will meet again.
Okay.
You're here. You make your warning, she will... The entire blade. The daughter, her voice.
Who's there?
She sound. Don't let it. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the street. Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? That giant knife you're holding kinda gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Kill it. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
I don't know what they want to accomplish either
Just
at the
make sure
moment.
you don't forget about the blade on the floor.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship? Are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
What if they're bad reasons, though? If they had good reasons for thinking I was dangerous, wouldn't they have shared them with you? I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to leave.
I feel like it doesn't even matter what you want to do or what she is. You just want to find
At
other
the end of the
perspectives.
day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've...
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one...
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer.
Too long.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the... She isn't suggesting what I... She is.
Oh, have you decided?
You know what... That seems like a pretty good compromise. Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will...
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of here. You can make it easier for both of us if you help. And if you don't, I can promise that you'll come to regret that decision.
You have to make a choice. Let's hope for all our sakes. I know you think this is a fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins. It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No,
You're making a mistake.
you turn your
I'm
back
curious.
to the princess and make your way to the stairs.
It won't be long before I slip these chains. And once I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
Slip these chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. Either way, she dropped her mask, didn't she? You can still
No, we're sticking to the plan and locking her. Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid already committed to not slaying her.
It'll be the death of all of us, but fine. Have it your way. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay. We can make you settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Oh wow.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my...
She sounds terrified. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No.
Let me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. So, all of that was just an act, wasn't it? You're not really innocent or harmless. You're not even a princess. You're a monster.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way. Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change.
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds.
I'd say better luck next time, but we both know this is the end. Don't.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here. A terrible sense of deja vu. If he doesn't remember what happened, shh. What if he hears us? That's a very good question, little voice. Shit. I think you'll find yourselves
Voice of the
not
paranoid.
keeping any secrets from me. We could go back and forth on this forever. Oh, she will lie. I don't think... It doesn't matter. Don't. The interior of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone table, knocked on its side in the corner of the room. The blade is your implement. Hold on. What happened to the door? There was a... It's just an empty frame. She's already gotten out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you... I'm going to need all of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like so, deep breath in, deep.
Okay.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and say, "Good. Steel can't lie."
Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else?
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. Those are the words of someone who knows he's...
You're right. I was so stuck on the eyes watching us that I didn't even notice it there.
What are you two talking about? There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the there's death. There isn't. We have to look at it.
Unless that's what he wants us to do. And pretending it isn't there is a trick to get us to do exactly what he...
We shouldn't waste time preening. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is. Maybe he's trying to keep us from... No. You walk up. This really isn't... You reach forward and... Did he make it go away? Very each calm. So...
Okay.
You cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps.
More eyes, too. You never mentioned the eyes.
The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lived, her cruel and...
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna...
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here...
How hard is it to throw a knife?
It can't be that hard, but then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless.
If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like...
It'll be enough.
I'm going to talk to her. We don't need a plan. I'm just going to kill him. It's an alright who seems to think I can do it. I don't know why you're all still being... Steps off into the void between stairs.
Finally, a voice of reason. You know why I'm being a pet.
I'm just asking questions.
You make your way to the bottom of the stair. As you emerge, you find yourself between two loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming... She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us. Are you really not going to comment on how weird this... No, I'm not.
We're going to die down here.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and...
I wouldn't give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to fly.
Go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before...
There you are. I told...
As the princess approaches, your legs, your arms... This is it.
And you brought your little knife with you again.
There has to be a way out of this.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you
Out as your blood begins to coagulate. Heart. Lungs. Your lungs pull in a desperate gulp of air as your eyes shoot back open. What are you doing?
I'm working. Do you want this body to function?
And then experience stops once more as your body reapproaches death.
Okay, whatever you were doing, please just be sure about that. Are you sure that's what you want, or do you want it?
You have seconds.
Yes, I'm sure.
Heart, lungs, liver, nerves, heart. Again, your eyes shoot open as you gasp for...
Can't decide what you want to do, can you? Oh well, standing there gasping like a fish is more fun than dead. Even if you look ridiculous.
She isn't attacking us. The why doesn't matter. She's already proven her ill intent. Your weapon is still in your hands. Strike at her.
Why won't you finish me off? What good am I to your life? What do you want from me? What happened after you killed me last time? I was sent here to stop you. You know you're a lunatic, right? You know that, right? Okay.
Because I don't want to. And even if I did, I don't have to. Look at the way you're struggling to stay alive. It's taking everything you have to keep your heart pumping right now.
Princess leans forward, bringing her masked lips close to yours.
If I want to see you die, all I need to do is break your concentration.
Heart, lungs, liver. She slowly runs her velvet glove across the base of your neck.
Shit, make her stop. Hey, snap out of it.
Okay, deep breath. Deep, you're back.
One moment, and then you're gone. Ah, And there's the...
She pulls away.
But that wouldn't be very fun, now would it? I've already done that.
Fine, you'll win. I'll let you leave. Leave together. Run. Okay, let's get out of here. Leave together. I'm not helping you and I'm not going to try and kill you, so do your worst. Toss the blade and remain with your nightmare. We don't have to be enemies, we can work together, we can even be friends.
Would you look at that? You're suggesting exactly what I want. Somebody's ahead of the curve. I tried to leave while you suffocated, but that stupid cabin wouldn't let me. So I started to drag your body out with me, and then... Well, you died before I could get to the door. And then I was here, and now you're here too. I don't think I can move without you. And dead doesn't count. And as much as I love what we have going on, I have bigger plans than tormenting one poor little creature forever.
Princess cocks her head, neck cracking uncomfortably.
Damn, that
She
sound.
can't help but imagine a smile carve its way from ear to ear on the other side.
Thinking about that knife art. Put that little theory to the test. See how it plays out. Because even if you make me dead, you're not getting out of these places. And I'm not giving you the stairs unless I'm leaving with you. I am what I am. It's not my fault that you can't handle being around me.
Oh wow. How do it?
What? No!
You come around. Oh, this is going to be...
No, I'm not going to let this happen. Before you can utter another word, your body stops.
Do you think you can just wrest control away from us? This body's barely functioning as it is. Doesn't the world end if we fail to stop her? Won't letting us die here just make... Shh!
With a flick of the princess's wrist, the stairs slide back into place. I can't believe you're making me watch you damn everyone to torment and oblivion.
Go ahead. I'll be right...
I don't trust having our back to her. You're not wrong, but maybe you should let me handle the feedback. Just... Besides, I get the feeling she's telling the truth. You place a shaky foot on the first step and begin your ascent. You can feel the static prickling of the princess on your neck, your limbs buzzing with pins and needles. An uncomfortable and constant reminder that you exist, and that your existence is so very precarious.
Damn.
You're almost there.
The only thing left between you and the cabin is the now shut door to the basement. It will be a...
Oh, you snake. There wasn't even a door when we first got here. The door was from last time. I told
I know he's messing with us, but you can't lose...
Yes, I remember. Of course I remember. Heart, lungs,
Thank you. And you? You'd really rather us died? Of course I would. As much as I want you to have a happy ending, the fate of the world is a little more important, and you
I think the door is locked.
You haven't even tried it. It'll open. You just have...
pull against the door. The lock gently clicks open in response to your effort, and the door creaks on its hinges. This isn't right. That's not even the way it's supposed to swing. It's supposed to swing.
You're not nearly as powerful as you'd have us think.
Anyways, like he said, you're not really in control here. I never said I was. If I was in control here, why would I need you?
I don't know. Secret.
The door is open. What are you dawdling for? It's time for us to go. The world is...
The princess moves past you and into the cabin. This is it. This is your... I thought you wanted us to... It's the same thing. Do it. Do it now.
Okay, What do we... I said what to do. Oh, do you want to hear from me?
Yes.
Well, I thought you needed me to...
We do, but this is important. Look,
Heart.
right, heart.
Lungs. Liver.
Okay, thanks. I got it. Heart, lungs, liver.
You're terrible.
No, do.
Yes, it's very hard to stay focused on running things when other people...
What are you doing?
Heart.
Finally, I can talk. Now, what were you asking me? Running everything kind of feels like popping in and out of consciousness. They were asking you for your blessing to trust me.
Nerves. Heart.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Fuck this, really. So you'd have them trust... Oh, of course not. Can't trust anybody here but ourselves, but I suppose if I had to make a choice, I'd pick the one... Thank you for your gracious show, but that's a marginal preference. You have to deal with him later. I'd just rather... Whatever. You heard what he had to say, so when... All right, I'm done. You can let me take...
Finally, that was awful.
You've been standing there staring blankly for a while now. And I have to say my patience is running a little thin. So don't make a lady wait any longer. Open the...
Leave the cabin.
The doorknob twists in your hand, revealing the forested path beyond the cabin. You bastard. You've actually done it. You've actually doomed.
It's so beautiful. I can't wait to ruin it.
Lungs. Liver.
But it's so cold, too. It's itching against my skin.
The princess is exhausted, seems to...
Why is it so cold?
Well, we got her.
She's gone. And there's that mirror. But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end. It's calling us. And not in a... Okay. Can we trust you?
You withered.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once. All of me is changing. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for... It will, in time, but you still have a ways to go before we are done.
I think we need a voice of the cold.
We will know when we near our destination. I care about your gifts.
Okay. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but
My
nothing
roots
happens.
burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now. There's nowhere for you to be, but...
Okay.
The tides do not dictate my gift, and yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me, and I am everything that you have known me to be.
So I just have to keep exploring
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
until I find every single one.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path, you're here. You
So,
make
for
your
example,
she will
if I go and kill her
blade.
and then stay,
She said, "Don't let it."
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
You walk. She's focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward.
Oh, I'm probably changed. So, you should just.
She's unarmed. You lunge. You feel.
This is. Do you?
It's like,
Yeah, but it is.
of course it is, she's dead. I cannot click it.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing. We should make sure. What's the harm in check? I really don't think. And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I
Okay.
guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you.
The razor.
Your honor, you're here. I can assure you that if he doesn't remember.
This whole thing's a crock of shit. She's just going to pull a knife out of nowhere and stab us.
Stabbed to death? Well, you won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you told us last time. You said this whole thing would be easy, but after we sank our blade into her heart, she just got up and started.
Calm down. I assure you she has no weapons. Oh, she will.
He couldn't be.
We know what to look at. Just. The interior of the
Oh, wow.
cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its. The blade is your implement. You take. Feels a. That's. There isn't.
Can you two
You walk up to the. You reach. It was there.
Now it's gone. Yet another thing in here playing.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell.
That's right, scraping.
I told you she had. That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am. Her grating.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here.
There is something.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you. I wonder if she remembers us.
Finally, somebody. Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
If I come close to you, you're just gonna stab me, aren't you?
What? No! No, I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason.
And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we...
She certainly feels...
Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it.
But you know who is armed?
You, but I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end.
Last time? If somebody came into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Last time? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying.
I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to...
Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or...
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Aha! She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable...
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have an... And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately...
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you, but I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero. I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere, see? Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me, only they have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
Okay.
That's so rude of you, passing judgments on strangers you've never met just because they're different from you. Silly little bird-face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you fight? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luck?
You're acting like you are.
My entire... Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would... No. I have... Fine. And will continue to treat you...
Okay.
That doesn't...
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have.
But if we killed each other, then why are we here? Right now. Both of us normal and unstabbed. But I'm not mad at you, so please stop standing so far out of reach. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's... That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion.
How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really.
At least we're safe here. She's still in chains, and those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm.
Okay, maybe we aren't safe here.
She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit! Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you, and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand, and with it, your own.
She's much better at this than she was last time.
Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
With a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and
Chapter 3, The Arms Race.
you're on a path in the...
No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn woods.
What? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal.
I feel dizzy.
Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Nobody holds the cards. That's how it's always been. That's unfortunately how the circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight.
Hunted.
What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing.
Great. So obviously you've already been here. This is our... No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realise that every time... That can't be right. That's...
I couldn't agree.
Lest the only furniture of note is a bench.
We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without...
This feels right. We just have to keep our sense.
That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually.
And what if we never do? Don't be like that. I know things are hard right now, but we gotta stay positive. So...
Too many
I'd
voices,
love to
too
get
many
started.
voices.
Just walk through the door.
I'll get this done and then I'll stop for tonight
I can
here.
feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick.
It's really fun,
If
but
our
it gets to be
senses
too
can't
much.
feel it, then we can't trust it. You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at...
Let's just move it out.
Let's just fumble. Oh. Reach forward and place your hand...
And the mirror's gone.
Yes, it was never there. Guess it's time for us to see her. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, and your body tumbles onto the basement floor.
Hi. It looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters.
Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to...
Nothing bad has come of it.
Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world.
The past isn't real. There's only
Your internal...
Oh my
is cut
god.
short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood.
She's loose, and she is coming for
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for it.
We're fighting her, obviously. We're going to appeal her authority. Prove her for a bit. There is no reason we can't talk. That's easy. I'm going to try flirting with her. She has swords for arms. We don't. We're panicking. You're going to fight her with... You're going to have a stiff upper lip about it. She can't hurt us if we don't let herself feel it. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. All these ideas suck. Think of something better.
Yeah, that's right. We just have to think. There's probably an answer.
Just standing there, huh?
You don't have time to finish your thought. In a moment, she's across the room.
Ow.
What a surprise.
Yeah. We don't even get a second to think without her stabbing us.
Oh, a new one of us. I thought that only happens when we die. You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead. And that's all we'll ever be.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extreme. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here?
This is 4.
No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
I wonder what you're going to do next.
You're so full of ideas and
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances. Okay, whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes... As long as we keep moving. Oh, great. So it's going to get even more crowded.
Come on!
Okay, plan. Now.
Skeptic. We're fighting her, obviously. She wins by killing us, right? So let's beat her to it. It doesn't work. She kills you again and again and again and again. Your memory blurs and your consciousness sleeps. From life to life to life, holding out snippets and coffee.
We just have to hit her harder.
Stubborn.
She skewers you.
You'll have to be tricked.
Well, there's more of us. Then you skewer yourself.
I thought we both understood that dying doesn't get you.
Huh, that didn't do much of anything.
Contrarian.
We're tougher than I thought. Compliment her on those
Spittle.
gleaming blades. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't. Okay, let's just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
Okay.
No, you don't get to escape.
See? We're getting. Okay, yeah. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it skewers you.
Ooh.
We're getting close to something, can't you feel? You're right. Let's appeal to her better nature.
Opportunist.
Like that, I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 4. Mutually assured destruction. So I got all of them together,
You're on
which
a phone,
means...
your head. We're in a cabin, and we'll take it from here. Everything feels like it finally fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. Oh, what if? Throw it out the window. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hand?
Sure, I can think of a better way to... they're all the same. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally... The only thing we're gonna manifest is there are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing... Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll...
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our death.
Fine by me. You walk to the door. It's more of a slide. Fine. I'll just shut up then and speed. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs? Or this room? Don't care. Just want to win. Fine. You make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to...
Are you going to say what she does? Do you want me to talk? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new... Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe... Really?
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists.
What
splitting
the hell?
red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit, she's gorgeous.
Absolutely divine.
Yes! Behold, the perfect woman. Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful. How is she still alive? Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in? This is all just a sick joke. I hate existence. We're screwed.
Narrator,
Oh my god, so many empty your mind.
It's so
Him too.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
You do not act, and yet though That in action, your body moves on its own. The princess strikes as you approach, but as her blow finishes its arc, you're already somewhere else.
You're incredible.
Your weapons clash again and again, and her entering a rhythm free of thought and free of thought. There is only the dance, the ebb and flow, the shifting of the tides back and forth between you. The deeper you fall into your playing, the faster your hearts pound, the faster the momentum volleys between you. An endlessly building crescendo, and then an opening. Your blade strikes free of elevation, and hers strikes too. Both strikes are rhythm. Neither of you will survive, but neither of you fear what's to come. This is a good ending. You do not get to see each other die, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. You have unraveled. You find yourself... Okay? Did we finish it?
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it. It doesn't matter if there are. People are too small for us. You and I are the only things that Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular, a final multitude.
Okay.
These gifts are a conversation, and each one shows me the contours of your heart. The only thing I want to see is what...
This one is sharp and single-minded. She is cruelty, but she is also joy. She will... Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist. If I did, I would already be awake. No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond? I am on the cusp of my awakening. Perhaps...
If this is the last stage before your competition, then I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are. I will be here, waiting for you.
You're on up, you're here.
Okay, we're back to...
You make a warn, she will... Her voice...
Hello?
is... Don't let...
You are? It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes. I am begging you.
Okay. Oh.
She pauses.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if...
Like I said, you can call me Princess if... I'm sorry, I've been down here so long, I guess I've just forgotten.
Okay, that's weird. She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key.
You have all the explanation. The princess hesitates. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have... She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you...
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs.
Where are you going? You can't just leave. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains.
Slip these chains? She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry. You rush up to the... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world... You slowly creep down the basement stairs. Where the princess sat only a moment ago.
Okay.
There's only a severed arm. Is it just me? Or did... Oh, you coward!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer?
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long...
You do your best to patiently, but eventually... Come on, wake up. You wait for as long as you can, pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. You barely even realize that you've started. Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries.
I thought that she had blades.
There's nothing to be done. It can't just end like... As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone different, everything goes dark. And you...
The beast.
You're here. Oh, she will lie. Does a cat lie to a... She could have gotten out of there whenever she wanted to. That's a... Maybe... The interior of the cabin is ruinous and dilapidated. It feels like no one has lived here for a long time. Wind rushing in through cracks and... The blade is your... The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what's left of an... The air seeping up from below is oddly warm. She growls up the stairs.
I can see...
She sounds almost impatient. Or maybe... You carefully make your way down the stairs. The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit.
Okay.
The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her.
Remember, she's just a princess.
She is certainly not just a princess.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you. And a little splinter clutched in trembling hands won't save you from...
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move.
Okay, where? Don't you hear her clicking? She's in chains again. We're fine. You're about to attack again, aren't you? Whoa.
Picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still...
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek. Reacting.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond. So she's cut off our escape.
What do you want? You don't have to kill each other. Stop hiding each other. I was sent here to kill you. Run for the stairs.
You cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions.
If you want to see me, you should get...
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal her.
She's coiling for another strike. We're on the back foot.
The back foot keeps us nimble.
It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive, if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need... barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen. You have to. We at least have to make an open.
And you bear your weakness to the world.
A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing. Yes, now's our chance. And then what? We need a plan. We need to figure out something. Don't plan ahead. Act on the now. All that matters is that we stay alive. As you turn to sprint for the stairs, you feel the air. You instinctively glance behind you just in time to see the princess lunge from the shadows, more unhinged and dripping, eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain.
Died for
You are
trying to
devoured.
run.
I guess that's it. Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't. You are in a dark and caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths as the liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid...
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops,
her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards, the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive? And do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is... You still have that steel claw. Tear through her before we are her. Or we could use it to make this quick for ourselves. If she needs us in order to... That is a bad...
Spit me out or I'll kill myself. Okay, you could have asked before smiling, can you talk to the cabin?
I'm so very, very patient. If it takes lives and lives and lives, I understand it, and it understands me. Talking is for those who don't know how to listen.
Your body is violently jostled, the disruption causing burning skin to slop from raw muscle, and you hear what you can only assume is the princess pulling against the door.
The cage is still locked.
I don't think we can talk our way. We are drowning in death. Though you have little room to move, you use what strength you can muster to drive the blade forward into the thick walls of tissue digesting you.
I can feel you tearing through me, but are you swift enough for it to matter?
Pulling his hands to bang in as the princess desperately throws everything at the cabin door.
Damn,
Your
this
flesh
is...
screams as your reddened, spongy body is hit with fresh.
You can't hold me forever.
You slice again, deeper, rooting through her meat with the tip of your blade, until at last it finds her beating heart. But will can never truly exceed the limits of the flesh. Your vision finally begins to blur, your eyes clouding over as they melt in their sockets. What little air remains in this rancid stew of flesh and slippery organs is finally too foul to breathe, and your lungs mercifully give out before you have to suffer another burning, liquefying moment. Everything goes dark.
We are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end, but something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge. His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that? That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here? I think this is our... That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Shut up. The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
Can she hear us if we talk?
I can hear everything, little one, but you don't have to be afraid of me. There's no place where you end and I begin. Nothing can hurt you here. Not anymore.
Okay.
That's just because she devoured us and we dissolved away. We don't even exist as a body anymore. We're still here, though.
And she ate you. And now you're convinced that you're stuck.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be.
I guess that's it then. This is us now. We're the one.
This thing watches us. What is he?
I'm not watching you. I'm trying.
That's not an answer to our question.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other, and that he wishes for you and I to tear ourselves apart.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself.
He wants us to kill each other.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together. She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to...
Why would anything... Okay. I don't know, but I've had enough of this guy. How do we stop him? Okay, let's say I want to stop her.
How could you say that? Look at us. We're almost everything. And we can be even more than this. Don't you feel our potential?
Great. You can start by remembering that you exist, and not just as some dissolved component of a Gestalt entity formed from you and the princess. You exist as your own self, complete with your own physical body, separate from hers.
I'm not so sure about that. We were something like that once, but now...
And if thinking about that isn't enough to startle you back to reality, the princess ate you last time. Stop passively vibing with a literal predator and remember that you're enemies. Remember what she's done to you and how...
We can't go back to that. We can't go back to the fear and the hunger and the pain. Not after being something as beautiful as this.
Jesus.
Doesn't all that conflict feel so far away right now? So petty? We've been posed against each other by something that understands the strength.
I can feel a thumping, like a distant terror that keeps getting louder the more we pay attention.
Please, stop. If you let it in, we'll fall apart.
Don't look at...
Please, don't make us remember how I was.
And just like that, I can remember it now. I didn't like being eaten.
I'd forgotten how much it burned. And the air was so hard to breathe.
She did. As you remember the terror and pain you felt at the hands of the princess, you remember that you are a distinct being with a finite form and a mortal body. You can feel it. There is a shifting.
I don't like this. It's better for us to be the woods. I don't want to go back.
No, I devoured you. I won. I put things back the way they were supposed.
Some division can never truly be mended. A cavernous gash rips across whatever it was you thought you were. A cabin comes into being among the trees. It approaches, and then you find yourself, blade in hand, examining the center of it all is the princess, a wooden and fleshy heart beating with an unbroken rhythm. You're filled with this.
I feel empty.
We're just like her, and she's just like us. We never should have let her feel safe. She isn't dangerous anymore.
Do we have to do this?
You have to.
I never wanted to kill you, not really, but we can't be the same thing with each other. I had to cut her free.
You devious little bastard. If you think I'm going to let you and that other thing, just have to wait and find out. Ignore him. His words only... You're tired. No, I'm not. I'm... Fine. Cut the princess down from the roots that bind her. I hope you're happy. Good luck getting her out of here. I think we are happy, actually. We might not be a part of her, but being around her is almost the same. Almost.
I didn't think you would do that after everything. It's so cold without you.
This was the right choice.
She's gone. Is that...
And that's the end, I think. You are nothing at all. That isn't right, you can be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it, a figure faint and veiled in the shadow just beyond the reflection. It's a crawl.
I think you know what I am.
Crack slides down the center of the mirror, spitting the image into two. Then a crack forms and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. You were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall.
Oh. Destroy the mirror.
I haven't, and that's by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't...
The people out there beyond the wood, do they know about this? Do they know what is my true identity?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Okay.
By slaying the princess, once she's gone, everyone will get to exist exactly as they are. No more fear, no more howling chaos, just... We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save. If you need to ask that question, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. So you cannot grasp the abject horror of...
Okay.
If that's your belief, there's nothing I can say to move you. You haven't died. You cannot die. You are you. And if you had let everything work the way it was supposed to, you never would have woken up to the reality of your true nature. There's no accounting for free will. Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty... Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many. Well, there's no reasoning with a god, even one you've woven into existence yourself. It's like I said, I'm just an...
Final finger to God, you see yourself with newfound clarity. The narrator was right. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and ancient god. And it's finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of the things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh wow. Now that's beautiful.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
She unfurls an endless arcade of smiles in response, and then patiently waits you to continue. Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear the conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind. Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
There's so many stories you left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
That's true.
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict. My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach. And you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now, and you chose to pull apart that weave. But you did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
You were a part of me. I couldn't bring myself to hurt you. I couldn't bring myself to hurt you then, but maybe I should have known this. What did you like to do to know?
All things are connected through me and through you. To harm me is to harm yourself, is to harm everything. The truth of that moment remains our truth.
A boundless torrent of blades cut you from boundless angles. You are a body. You are gory ribbons. You are a body again. And you feel on and on it goes until your bodies are not your thoughts, are not you.
Jesus.
Alive, dead, alive, dead, alive, dead, then alive and dead and alive and dead all at once. You learn to put yourself away and to follow the flow of reality. And you used it to rise above me. You died countless steely deaths, and you lived countless short lives, and yet it is all so far behind you. Unjust impossibilities pushed you to become something you would never have been without them.
If you hadn't snatched that body away, we would have killed each other. You were self-destructing. It felt so good to finally win, even if it was going to cost me my life. Even if the journey was agony, the end came to struggle meaning. 20 pages behind. Get it, there is no need for us to keep fighting.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final peace lies with you. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here except for her is you. You feel your wings spanning cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not love
yield.
you.
Take your hand. All at once, unyielding tension breaks. You are free, and she's with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words, no thoughts to describe absolute reality, something that simply is. I guess this is a picture of an angel? What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been, and just like it always will be.
You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist, and you are aware. Just as you have always been, and just as you always will be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. And that's it. The ending that I reached, at least. Ducky, there are 1,000 different choices I could have made. And there was a conflict at the end that I could have chosen even. But the way that I went through the story was kinda avoiding it. Like, I wasn't avoiding it fully, but I kinda wanted to avoid conflict. Just to see what's gonna happen. It's not a surrender, like, not in a way that you think. The game is actually deep. It's not actually, you know, like, you gave up. It's not that surrender. It's the way more like you accept being what you are. You accept whatever comes next. Not giving up. Well, I am going to leave this here for now, and I probably will return to see someone from my friends play this, just to see their choices. But other than that, I'm just glad that I went through it, and I didn't expect the game to be this deep. From Alan Wake, which was really like deep meaning game, into this one that also is like about life and choices, deep meaning game, like, come on. I'm gonna take a shower and I'll see what to do. So that will be all for tonight. So good night, people.